Did you know that the very first part of your body to fade as you age isn't your memory, your eyesight, or even your heart, but your legs? Yes, your legs. The very foundation of your independence. The muscles that carry you through every step of your day. And once they start to weaken, it's not just about feeling tired or moving slower, it's about losing your freedom. As someone who has worked with older adults for over a decade, I've seen this story unfold more times than I can count. It starts subtly. The stairs feel steeper. Getting up from a chair takes more effort. Your balance feels just a little off. Most people shrug it off and blame aging. But there's a name for what's happening, and it's more serious than you think. It's called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength that begins as early as your 40s. By the time you reach your 60s, the process accelerates, and your legs, being the largest and most frequently used muscles in your body, are the first to feel the hit. Think of your muscles like a savings account. When you're young, your body is constantly making deposits, strength, stamina, resilience. But as you age, those deposits slow down, and the withdrawals begin. And your legs? They're the most active account, so they get depleted the fastest. The consequences can be devastating. Weak legs mean poor balance. Poor balance leads to falls, and falls are the #1 cause of injury-related deaths in people over 65. But here's the good news. This is not inevitable. You are not powerless. In fact, with just a few small changes, you can begin restoring strength to your legs, increasing your mobility, and reclaiming your independence. And today, I'm going to show you how, starting with 3 powerful foods that are simple, affordable, and scientifically proven to protect and rebuild your leg strength. These are not expensive supplements or rare superfoods. These are everyday items you can pick up on your next trip to the grocery store. And the third one? It doesn't just support your legs, it strengthens your heart and sharpens your brain. So if you felt your legs growing weaker, if you've ever hesitated to walk up the stairs, or found yourself gripping the railing just to feel stable, then this video was made for you. Let's not wait for a fall to wake us up. Let's take the first step together, starting right now. But before we dive into the first leg-saving food, I need your help. If this message is striking a chord, please hit the like button to help other seniors find this video. Subscribe and turn on the bell, because I'll be sharing more ways to protect your body and stay strong as you age. And comment below with, "I'm ready," if you're with me, because your legs may have gotten weaker, but your spirit hasn't. Now, let's take a deeper look at why this happens, and more importantly, how we can stop it. Because in just a moment, I'll show you the first food that can start reversing this process, and trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end. Let me ask you something, my friend. Have you noticed that everyday tasks, like climbing stairs, getting out of your favorite chair, or even walking around the house, feel harder than they used to? You may think it's just normal aging, but there's a name for what's really happening beneath the surface: sarcopenia. It's the gradual, age-related loss of muscle mass and strength, and it begins earlier than most people realize. Starting in your 40s, your body naturally begins to lose about 1% of muscle each year. By your 60s, that rate often doubles. But here's what most people don't know. Your legs are the first to suffer. Why? Because they're home to the largest and most active muscle groups in your body. Every time you stand up, walk, bend, carry groceries, or even just shift your weight, your legs are working for you. Day in and day out, they support your body's entire weight, keep you balanced, and allow you to stay mobile. Over time, this constant demand means that your legs are the first place where the effects of muscle loss show up, and they often go unnoticed until one day, you're gripping the stair railing without even realizing it. Now here's how I like to explain it to my patients. Think of your muscles as a long-term savings account. In your younger years, your body is making plenty of deposits, strength, energy, flexibility. But as the decades go by, your body starts making withdrawals. And just like a bank account that's been overdrawn, you begin to feel the consequences. You might notice it when your legs feel heavy after walking up a hill, or when you hesitate to get out of a low chair without help. These moments are your body's way of saying, "Hey, we're running low." And here's where it gets serious. Leg weakness isn't just about feeling tired. It's one of the top predictors of mobility loss and falls in older adults. And the data is sobering. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths in people over 65. I've seen it firsthand. One moment of imbalance, one fall, can change a life forever. But the good news is, this process isn't irreversible. That's something I always emphasize to my clients. You can absolutely rebuild muscle. You can restore balance. And yes, you can get your strength back, even in your 70s or 80s. In fact, I remember one of my patients, Charles, who was 69 when we first met. He hadn't exercised in years. He had trouble getting out of his car and often avoided walking up steps. But once we started implementing targeted changes, especially in nutrition and light movement, he regained not just physical strength but also confidence. He told me something I'll never forget. I didn't realize how much I'd adapted to weakness until I started feeling strong again. That's the power of understanding what's really going on. When you know why your legs are fading, you also know what you can do to fight back. And that's exactly what we're about to explore next. In the following section, I'll show you the first food that helps counteract this hidden muscle loss and fuels your legs with the nutrients they desperately need. Stay with me because the best part is it's not some trendy product or expensive supplement. It's something simple, accessible, and delicious. Ready? Let's keep going. First place metal food number 1. Fatty fish, the muscle builder. Now that we understand why the legs fade first, let's talk about how to fight back, starting with what you put on your plate. Because the truth is, every bite you take can either break your strength or build it. And when it comes to rebuilding leg strength, fatty fish is one of the most powerful foods you can eat. I'm talking about salmon, sardines, and mackerel, simple, everyday fish you can find at any market. But don't let their simplicity fool you. These fish are nutritional powerhouses, packed with everything your legs need to stay strong, flexible, and pain-free. Let's break it down. First, omega-3 fatty acids. These are the healthy fats your body can't produce on its own, but they play a crucial role in reducing inflammation, the very inflammation that causes joint pain, stiffness, and that heavy feeling in your legs. I've seen countless older adults experience less pain and better mobility within weeks of adding omega-3s into their routine. It's like adding oil to an old engine. Suddenly, everything starts moving more smoothly. Second, high-quality protein. As we age, our ability to synthesize muscle protein declines. That means you need more of it, and better sources to maintain your muscle mass. Fatty fish provides a clean, easily absorbed form of protein that your body can use to repair and rebuild muscle fibers in your legs. One 3-ounce serving of salmon provides over 20 grams of protein, exactly the kind of muscle-building nutrition aging legs are hungry for. And third, vitamin D. This is one of the most overlooked nutrients in leg health. Without enough vitamin D, your body struggles to absorb calcium, which weakens your bones and makes you more vulnerable to fractures. Fortunately, fatty fish like salmon and sardines are among the best natural sources of this sunshine vitamin. In fact, for my patients who rarely get outdoors, I often recommend fish not just for their muscles, but for their bones too. Now here's where my 10 years of experience comes in. I've seen patients go from unsteady and tired to energetic and mobile again, just by making simple changes to their diet. One man, Mr. James, came to me at 75. He'd given up his daily walks because of leg fatigue. We started small, 2 servings of grilled salmon a week. No drastic exercise plan, no pills. Just a fork, a plate, and consistency. 2 months later, he was not only walking again, he was back to gardening. I didn't know food could do this, he told me. And that's exactly the point. Real food, used wisely, can be powerful medicine. Now, how can you start adding fatty fish into your own meals? It's easier than you might think. For dinner, try a piece of baked salmon with lemon and herbs. For lunch, whip up a tuna salad on whole grain bread. Looking for a snack? Sardines on whole wheat crackers are surprisingly delicious and rich in omega-3s. Not a fan of cooking? No problem. Canned salmon, tuna, or sardines are just as nutritious and far more convenient. And if you're vegetarian or allergic to fish, you still have options. Plant-based sources like flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts also provide omega-3s, though not the same kind. They still support inflammation control and joint health. You can also speak with your doctor about adding a fish oil supplement, especially if your diet is limited. And here's something to really consider. Studies have shown that older adults who consume omega-3 rich foods regularly experience up to 20% slower muscle loss than those who don't. That's a massive difference when it comes to staying mobile, independent, and safe. So here's your takeaway. If you want strong, pain-free legs that keep you steady and confident, fatty fish should be one of your closest allies. It nourishes your muscles, protects your joints, and strengthens your bones. It's not just food. It's a strategic investment in your independence. And now that we've covered the muscle side of the story, it's time to shift gears. Because strong legs don't just need muscle, they need solid bones to stand on. So in the next section, I'll introduce you to the second powerhouse food that helps fortify your foundation from the inside out. Trust me, this next one is something you probably already have in your fridge. Let's keep going. Second place medal food number 2, dairy products, the strength keeper. Now that we've built a strong foundation of muscle with fatty fish, it's time to make sure that foundation has something solid to stand on. Because muscles need bones, and bones need strength. And to get that strength, there's one group of foods that I recommend to nearly every senior I work with: dairy products. Milk, yogurt, cheese. These aren't just comforting staples from your childhood. They're powerful tools for preserving mobility and preventing one of the most silent threats to your legs: bone loss. As we age, our bones naturally become thinner and weaker. This condition, known as osteopenia or osteoporosis, often goes unnoticed until it's too late, until a sudden fall leads to a fracture, hospitalization, or the inability to walk without assistance. I've had patients who didn't realize how fragile their bones had become until one simple trip over the carpet left them with a broken hip. And sadly, many of them told me, "I didn't even fall hard." So how do we prevent that? We nourish the bones before they become brittle. And dairy is one of the most effective, accessible ways to do just that. Let's start with calcium, the primary mineral responsible for bone density. Your body needs calcium not just to build strong bones, but to maintain them. And after age 50, especially for women, your calcium needs increase dramatically. That's because your body stops absorbing it as efficiently, making it more important than ever to consistently replenish your supply through food. 1 cup of milk contains roughly 300 milligrams of calcium. Add in a slice of cheese and a serving of yogurt, and you've covered more than half of your daily needs, deliciously and easily. But calcium doesn't work alone. It needs vitamin D to be absorbed properly. Without enough vitamin D, your body simply passes calcium through without putting it to use. That's why dairy is such a win-win. It often delivers both. Fortified milk and yogurt can provide a powerful double dose of bone-building nutrients, all in one glass or bowl. And let's not forget about protein. Yes, again, because your bones aren't just made of minerals, they're supported by a collagen protein matrix that gives them flexibility and shock absorption. Without enough protein, your bones become not only weaker, but more brittle. Greek yogurt, for example, can pack up to 20 grams of protein per serving, making it both a muscle and bone ally. Now, I want to share a story from one of my longtime patients, Robert, who came to see me after struggling for years with joint pain and leg weakness. At 68, he had already limited his walking and was fearful of falling. We didn't start with complicated supplements or medications. We started with breakfast. I suggested one simple change: a morning glass of milk and a serving of yogurt in the afternoon. That's it. Within a few months, Robert was walking longer distances, climbing stairs more easily, and best of all, he felt in control again. "I never thought food could give me back my strength," he said. And I hear that all the time. So, how can you make dairy part of your daily defense plan? It's simple. Start your morning with a glass of milk, whether it's whole, low-fat, or lactose-free if needed. Add a bowl of Greek yogurt topped with berries and a sprinkle of chia seeds for extra omega-3s. At lunch, add a slice of cheese to your sandwich or crumble some feta over a salad. And if you're looking for a wholesome evening snack, cottage cheese with a few almonds is a fantastic combo of calcium, protein, and magnesium. Now, what if you're lactose intolerant or simply don't like traditional dairy? That's okay. You still have great options. Fortified plant-based milks, like almond or soy milk, often contain as much calcium, and sometimes vitamin D, as dairy. Pair that with calcium-rich greens like kale, collards, or broccoli, and you've got a bone-supporting meal that works just as well. And remember this: studies show that seniors who meet their daily calcium and protein needs through diet, not just supplements, have better bone density, fewer fractures, and stronger legs than those who don't. So if your legs are the pillars that keep you moving, dairy is the steel reinforcement inside those pillars, quietly supporting your every step, every climb, and every moment of independence. Next, we'll explore a food group that's often underestimated but absolutely essential for long-term mobility: leafy greens. Packed with vitamins and minerals your legs crave, this final food might surprise you with how much power it delivers in just a few bites. Let's keep going. Third place medal food number 3, leafy greens, the leg saver. Now that we've talked about building muscle with fatty fish and fortifying your bones with dairy, it's time to turn to a third powerhouse food group, one that's often underestimated, but absolutely essential for keeping your legs strong, stable, and pain-free. I'm talking about leafy greens. Yes, the humble spinach, kale, collard greens, arugula. They may not look like much, but they're packed with the very nutrients your legs are begging for as you age. And in my 10 years working with older adults, I've seen leafy greens do what medications often struggle to: reduce leg cramps, improve circulation, and support long-term mobility naturally. So what makes these vegetables so special? Let's start with vitamin K. This often overlooked vitamin acts like a traffic controller for calcium. It helps direct calcium into your bones, where it belongs, and keeps it from building up in your arteries, where it shouldn't be. Without enough vitamin K, even if you're getting calcium from dairy or supplements, much of it may go to waste. Studies show that older adults with higher vitamin K intake experience fewer fractures and better bone density, especially in the legs and hips. Next is magnesium, the silent hero for your muscles. Magnesium helps your muscles contract and relax smoothly. When you don't get enough, your legs may cramp, twitch, or feel heavy. Many seniors wake up at night with painful leg cramps, not realizing their body is simply missing this crucial mineral. Leafy greens are one of the most bioavailable sources of magnesium, and they're far more gentle than tablets or powders. And then there's potassium, a key electrolyte that keeps your muscles energized and your balance steady. Potassium works by regulating fluid balance and nerve signals. Without enough of it, your legs may feel tired, sluggish, or even unstable when walking. And when paired with magnesium, the two work together to keep muscle fatigue at bay and prevent weakness before it starts. Now, you might be thinking, okay, greens are good, but do they really make a difference? Let me share a story. Linda, one of my patients, was 65 and struggling with muscle weakness and frequent leg cramps. Her balance was starting to decline, and she avoided long walks because her legs felt unpredictable. When I reviewed her diet, it was low in greens, hardly any magnesium, potassium, or vitamin K. We didn't overhaul her diet overnight. We started small: a kale salad at lunch, a handful of spinach in her morning omelet, a green smoothie a few afternoons a week. After just 3 weeks, she noticed the cramps disappeared. Her legs felt stronger, and she had more energy. A few months later, she joined a walking group. "I feel younger," she said with a smile. And truly, her legs were behaving like they belonged to someone 10 years younger. So how can you add these green powerhouses to your meals? Here are a few easy ways. Toss a handful of spinach into your eggs or breakfast wrap. Make a kale salad with olive oil, lemon juice, and a sprinkle of cheese for lunch. Sauté collard greens or Swiss chard with garlic for dinner. Blend a green smoothie with spinach, banana, and almond milk for a quick afternoon boost. Or simply add a side of steamed broccoli or bok choy to your plate. If you're new to greens or hesitant about the taste, start with baby spinach. It's mild, tender, and easy to mix into almost anything. As your taste adapts, you can explore bolder greens like mustard or dandelion. And remember, leafy greens don't just help your legs. They support your heart, brain, digestion, and immune system too. They're one of the only foods that benefit almost every system in the body, and they do it with virtually 0 calories and no side effects. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who regularly consumed leafy greens were 30% less likely to experience muscle weakness than those who didn't. That's a game changer, especially when you realize how easy it is to sprinkle a little green onto your plate. So here's your takeaway. Leafy greens are your leg's best friend, especially if you're over 60. They hydrate your muscles, energize your body, and support stronger bones and joints with every bite. And when combined with fatty fish and dairy, they complete the triangle of leg strength, muscle, bone, and circulation. But don't stop here, because now that you know what to eat, it's time to talk about how you live. In the next section, I'll show you a few simple daily habits that will magnify the benefits of these foods and help you preserve strength, mobility, and independence for years to come. Let's keep going. You're doing great. Daily habits that keep your legs strong after 60, simp. Now that you've got the right foods on your plate, fatty fish, dairy, and leafy greens, it's time to talk about something just as important: your daily habits. Because what you eat builds the foundation but what you do each day determines whether that foundation stays strong or slowly breaks down. You don't need fancy gym equipment or intense routines. In fact, after years of working with seniors, I've learned that the simplest habits, done consistently, create the biggest changes in strength, stability, and confidence. Let's start with the most powerful habit of all, daily movement. Even just 20 to 30 minutes of walking every day can work wonders. It boosts circulation to your leg muscles, keeps your joints lubricated, and helps your bones maintain density. You don't need to walk fast, you just need to walk regularly. Whether it's a morning stroll around your block, a trip to the local market, or even pacing your hallway while talking on the phone, every step counts. Think of it as daily maintenance for your legs, like oiling the gears of a well-loved machine. And if walking isn't your favorite, try low-impact exercises like yoga or Tai Chi. These practices don't just strengthen your legs, they also improve balance, coordination, and body awareness, which helps prevent falls. Many of my patients have found that just 2 sessions a week makes them feel more grounded and confident on their feet. One simple but powerful strategy one always recommend is movement anchoring. Tie your physical activity to a part of your routine. For example, take a 10-minute walk right after breakfast, or do a short set of standing calf raises after brushing your teeth. These micro habits may seem small, but over time, they add up to a powerful rhythm that keeps your legs in motion. Next, let's talk about a habit that's often overlooked: hydration. Muscles are made up of over 70% water, and when you're even slightly dehydrated, your legs feel heavier, slower, and more prone to cramping. That fatigue you feel in the afternoon? Sometimes it's not age, it's simply a lack of fluids. Make it a habit to drink a glass of water first thing every morning, even before your coffee. Carry a water bottle with you throughout the day, and try to sip regularly instead of waiting until you're thirsty. If plain water is boring, add slices of citrus or cucumber to make it refreshing. And don't forget, fruits and veggies like watermelon, cucumber, and oranges also contribute to hydration. Another essential habit? Sleep. This is the time when your body does its most important repair work. While you sleep, your muscles rebuild, your bones regenerate, and your nervous system resets. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of high-quality sleep each night. Struggling to fall or stay asleep? Try winding down with a simple nighttime routine. Turn off screens an hour before bed, drink calming herbal tea, or read a physical book instead of scrolling. Consistent, restorative sleep is one of the most underrated tools for healthy, powerful legs. And here's one of my personal favorites: daily stretching. Before bed, spend 5 minutes doing gentle stretches for your calves, hamstrings, and hips. These stretches improve flexibility, reduce stiffness, and help you wake up feeling looser and more mobile. I often teach my clients a simple seated hamstring stretch and standing quad stretch. They take less than 30 seconds each and make a huge difference in how you feel the next day. Let's also not forget the power of posture and positioning. The way you sit, stand, and move throughout the day affects your legs more than you realize. Try not to sit for more than 45 minutes at a time without getting up to move, even if it's just a few steps. Use chairs with firm support, keep your knees slightly below your hips, and avoid crossing your legs for long periods. Small adjustments like these can reduce pressure on your joints and keep your circulation flowing. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, make these habits feel rewarding, not like chores. Put on music you love while walking. Stretch while watching your favorite show. Drink water from a cup that brings you joy. When you create positive emotional connections to movement and wellness, your brain turns those behaviors into routines much more naturally. So here's your action plan. Eat smart. Move often. Stretch daily. Hydrate regularly. Sleep deeply. These habits, when combined with the powerhouse foods we discussed earlier, create a synergy that restores leg strength, improves balance, and protects your independence for years to come. In the final section, we'll bring it all together. I'll share a powerful message that ties everything into one purpose, and one challenge I'll leave with you to carry forward. Let's wrap this up strong. Congratulations, my friend. You made it to the end of this journey, and what a powerful one it's been. We've uncovered the silent reason why your legs may be getting weaker: sarcopenia. We've talked about 3 incredible foods: fatty fish, dairy, and leafy greens, that nourish your muscles, bones, and circulation from the inside out. And we've gone over the daily habits that turn those nutrients into lasting strength, stability, and confidence with every step you take. But let me leave you with one final truth from my years working with older adults. Knowledge means nothing without action. You now hold the blueprint, the information, the insight, and the inspiration. But what you do next is what changes everything. So let me ask you, will you start by adding a piece of salmon to your dinner this week? Will you walk 10 minutes after breakfast tomorrow morning? Will you finally reach for that bunch of spinach at the store? Whatever it is, make your move today. Because the longer you wait, the more your legs continue to fade. But the moment you take action, even one small step, you begin to take back your strength, your freedom, and your future. And if this message spoke to you, if it reminded you of someone you care about, please don't keep it to yourself. Backhand index pointing right, hit the like button so this video reaches more people who need it. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss another tip that could change your life. Backhand index pointing right and comment below. What's the first change you're going to make for your legs starting today? I read every one, and your words might just inspire someone else to take their first step, too. Remember, your legs are your foundation. Take care of them, and they'll carry you confidently through every moment that matters. Stay strong, stay active, and as always, keep moving forward. You've got this, and I'm here cheering you on every step of the way.